Well, to see this crowd, you know, it's always, I considered it a failure if I couldn't fill an arena. And tonight I filled it again, so thank you all. You can't do it alone, and I have the most wonderful committee who today were, well, they wanted to kill me, I think, but now when they see the end result, I think it's all come to fruition. Thank you all. A big part of good friends and loyal people, I have to shout out to Lenny and Meg Sissery. They're both very special to me, and they've done so much unsung. They never asked for any publicity, but without them, this couldn't be as successful as it is. And I love you, Meg and Lenny. Thank you. You know, to show support, I have to tell you that we have Brenda and Dave Rickey who've come all the way from California to support our first responders. Love it. Well, I guess anybody that knows my trying history will understand a quote made to me by one of my trainers. And he said, you've passed through hell to get to heaven. Now, I hope you can understand that. Now, I've always felt, believe in yourself, be yourself. And the posters that you see along the walls, remember these people that are supporting you. And they're the ones you want to support back, because they've been phenomenal. And Frank Payne and Carlton Nagley. You could say so much about these two gentlemen, but I had more experience with Chief Payne than I did with the fire chief, because I wasn't a pyromaniac, but I was a troubled kid. And Frank Payne was, he once said to me, Ray, I don't understand you. How come you give some of the guys such a hard time, but yet me and a few of the others, you're so good? And I said, Frank, it's all an approach, all an approach. And I read a quote out of the paper when he first got hired as chief. And he said, I always treat people the way I would like to be treated. And my father brought me up that way. Wow. You know, there it is, the structure and the importance of family. Thank you, Chief. And, I'm going to get out of here, but I have to tell one story. I hope it isn't, but I'm going to tell it because it's me. And growing up as a kid, you have to understand a police officer can mold your life in a lot of ways. And I had one that really helped me straighten up the boat a little. And I used to like to jump the trains and take a ride, which was very dangerous, but I know there's no kids in here. We decided to jump the train, which I had done all the time. So we got on the train, and the train's moving, and all of a sudden, two bums came out from behind the boxes. Whoa, he started yelling at us, this is our house, get off the train. But we're looking, the train's moving. those stones hurt when you jump off. So instantly, he comes right at the littlest guy, me, and I hit him right in the jaw, and he went backwards. But he did a log roll on the pipes on the floor. So he hit his head on one of the crates. It knocked him out. And when his partner started yelling, "You killed him, you killed him," we got scared now. We're all jumping off the train. So for 3 days, we were listening to the WGVA. Jerry Sherwin, we're all listening for the murder of the train. So Mac, being the brains of the corporation, he said, "Listen, we gotta go turn ourselves in, and we'll get off easy." I said, "I can't turn myself in." He said, "Look, don't worry about it. You gotta be 18 to get the electric chair." So, you know, so we go down to the station, and here's John Jabera. He's the sergeant. And Mac says, "I'll do the talking. Listen, we're here to report an accidental murder." And John Jabera says, "Okay." And out from the back comes Richard Verstreet. And he says, "John, I'll take it from here. All right, boys, come on in the office." So we went in the office, and he says, "Sit down." "All right, what happened?" And Mac started telling him, "It was an accident, my God, it was." He said, all right. Picks up the phone, he calls the railroad police. And he's talking to them, "Okay, I'll handle it from here. Can I handle the boys?" "Okay, I will." So he hangs up the phone. We didn't know who he was talking to. And he says, "All right, boys, the good news is there was no murder on the train or assault reported. The bad news is, if you get caught on that train again, they're gonna put you in industry," which was reform school back then. And we said, "Okay," so we got up to leave, and he said, "Wait a minute, whoa, not so fast. I wanna meet you all down to Smalldone's Variety Shop," and they had a soda shop there, where they mix soda and pop. He says, "I'll meet you down there any minute." So on the way down, I looked at Mac and says, "Look at Mac, we're gonna have to clean windows or what, sweep the street now." He says, "All right." So we got down there, and he said, "Go on inside." When we went in, he said, Ed Smaldone, "give these 3 guys an ice cream soda." Okay, wonderful. So we got done with the soda, and we got up to walk out. We said, "Thank you." And he said, again, "Not so fast." He said, "Remember, I treated you because you told the truth and you did the right thing. Always do the right thing." And the ending is Mac turned out to be one of the greatest sheriff deputies ever. Noble Hatch turned out to be a probation officer. And of course, we know my history, because he pulled me aside and he said, "I've been to the playground where you've been involved in these fisticuffs." I said, "Yeah, but I'm always there, sticking up for somebody." He says, "Well, never mind that. Go earn some money with your hands, because you're gonna go to jail the other way." And he set me on the right road. So everybody out there, our police officers are awesome, and they deserve a lot. That's why we're all here. Thank you so much. Thank you. There goes the notes, Jimmy.